this is why I don't think I've ever been as disgusted with my colleagues in my profession as I have been the last 3 weeks because of this story, and I'll tell you why. In general, journalists do not care about where material comes from if it's A, authentic, and B, newsworthy. So this idea that journalists are using, like, oh my God, this might have come from Russia, therefore we shouldn't report it, is a complete corruption of the journalistic function. But the reality, Joe, like, why are we even talking about this? Like, everyone knows the reality. I work in journalism. I have, lots of colleagues that I work with. I have tons of friends in every news outlet up and down the East Coast, from New York to Washington and then on the West Coast. The reason is because they're all desperate for Trump to lose. That's the reality. They all want Biden to win. And so they don't want to report any information or any stories that might help Biden lose, in part because they want Biden to win, but also because in their social circles, everybody essentially is anti-Trump and pro-Biden, and they don't want to spend 4 years being accused of having helped Trump win, like they were in 2016 when they reported on those emails that were leaked by the WikiLeaks. And it's just fear. They don't want to be yelled at. They don't want to be scorned in their social circles. And so they're willing to abdicate their journalistic function, which is reporting on one of the most powerful people in the world, in Joe Biden, in part because they want to manipulate and tinker with the election using journalism, but in much bigger part because they're scared of being yelled at on Twitter. It's fucking pathetic. And it's going to ruin people's faith in journalism for a long time, even more so than it already is ruined, for good reason. I now defend people who say fake news, as you were saying, even though in 2016 I didn't like it either, because it's just true. It's just true. They will lie. They will print things that they have no idea whether or not they're true if the CIA tells them to, or if they think they can get attention for it, or applause from their colleagues on Twitter. And I don't blame, if you have faith in mainstream news institutions, you're really irrational.